right? And that is big. Those are difficult opponents, and only one team can win. So there's going to be a couple teams that don't. 15 teams are going to lose.
And you know what? I wish it was,
very disappointing.
Yeah, I wish it was more like American public school where everyone was a winner. We all get our participation trophies, and all 16 teams are winners.
I remember. I'll never forget Little League. We finally won. Okay, I was so hyped.
Yeah.
Like 3 years, we lost. I mean, look at the trophies. They're all the same size. They're the same thing, except mine says first at the bottom.
But no one will ever read that.
No. They don't care. Why don't I get a bigger trophy?
And that's why I'm kidding. I love watching 15 teams lose and only one be the best. That is so good.
That is why we love watching.
Exactly.
Like that's the whole thing of not just esports, but like any competition that you're watching. That's why it's fun to watch.
Exactly.
Also, again, reiterating. In group stages, both these teams had a bit of a rough start.
Yes.
But OG, not sure what they did to prepare, but I imagine it was quite extensive. VP did a wine and cheese tasting until 3 in the morning, all right? Ooh. They phoned it in a bit during group stage. That's their MO.
Yep.
They have fun. I think that this matchup for me is more about the just completely polar opposite ways these two teams approach Dota 2. VP has fun. They goof around.
Hey, I would say OG now with the TI win under their belt, they're also a lot more relaxed than what they used to be.
Sure, but they just work much harder, I guess.
Sure, but
they work differently. They're more structured.
Yes, I would say that as well.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this Drow. Is it just going to go through? VP has shown they don't mind playing against Drow every single time. Yeah, they played it once and they played against it 5 times, never banning it, and looks like it's going to go through here. So.
And OG, when they beat Fnatic 2-0, they ran Drow both games. So I think that we could very easily see a scenario here. I would imagine OG leave Drow in the pool and pick something like Wyvern that helps deny it, and then look to take it second if VP chooses not to go for it. I don't know if you want to first pick Drow when VP have proven, we'll play
They'll beat it too. Yeah.
We'll beat it every time. Except for the Beast Coast game. But that was such a weird sequence of events. They one-on-one, it just died. They bought back, they died, and then all of a sudden they lost the game.
What else? They're using a lot of their time actually on this one, and they ban out the Pango. Okay. We've seen it in the off lane. We've seen it at the 4. Jared loves that here.
And it also means that
there it is.
Probably have to ban Brood second phase. VP could theoretically look to go right away, and that's sick. That's a VP in a nutshell. They were obviously ready for the Drow.
We knew, right? They knew for sure. Nature's Prophet's still just the most lane dominating 5, better than Bane. Still just owns, and guess what? It makes Spectre so much better.
And you always hit your ultimate. It's actually so sick. It turns Furion ult into a better Zeus ult.
Way better Zeus.
Yeah, because you always will hit the heroes as you have vision of them thanks to the Haunt. In addition, as you said, sick laning potential, and you create this accelerated gameplay because you can just take towers by 8-10 minutes and always have that lead. You get the early game items super fast.
That's the problem with Spectre, right? And you already fix it with one of your supports, which is nice.
So Virtus.pro is one of the teams that plays Ancient Apparition, and if you're talking about global presence and all that, AA comes to mind. Zeus, you mentioned him. Is there any universe where this is still a thing?
If OG does pick an Alchemist 9th, and VP's they might AA in middle, you never know, but that would be hype.
So you Viper, right? If you're OG,
you think right here?
I think you have to do it right here. They're going to take Necro. I like
similar,
Necro.
Very similar, yeah.
I just think that when you play against Spectre, you need break.
Yeah.
You need break, or you cannot actually win the game.
And having a draw ranger that might build into a Silver Edge is not good enough?
It just takes too long. And when you're playing against Spectre, I think it's just such a super expensive item, and you're gonna want you need some Wraith Bands, a Dragonlance or a Yasha, maybe a Force Staff at some point, maybe a BKB. And if you go for the Silver Edge, yes, you can kill the Spectre, but what if you're the one jumped? That's the problem. It's very easy for a Spectre to just have dust haunt on top of you, and you're not able to play offensive any longer.
Well, OG does ban the AA. I feel like you have to ban this Nyx, because we've actually been seeing the break actually does matter. And like you said, they need it. That hero, I still think that hero is one of the best in Dota. The fact it's getting through first phase, Razor and Nyx both through first phase untouched.
Yeah. I think Nyx just, as you said, break. There's next to no break in Dota. It's Viper and Nyx hit.
Yeah,
that's it. And what do you know? Nyx is a first pick hero. Obviously not with these teams involved. And to your point, I like Necro with Drow just because you have a sick damage talent, 40 damage, and Drown Out gives attack speed.
And
So,
you have the attack speed talent. You actually do so much.
You do a ton of right click, and it's one of those cool heroes that can itemize for like survivability. You're going like Treads and Atos, maybe a Mech, maybe a Grieve, something like this, but you still pump out tons of damage.
Another hero still in the pool that is the most picked hero of this tournament so far. I was going to say Sand King.
Oh.
Ooh, the Sand King.
I like it.
I like it for OG.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Oh god. If I'm wrong with Kyle, this guy's been a professional for so long. Now, Sand King, that hero, you were a pro player for what, like 10 years?
Well, I guess.
I mean, maybe not a professional, but a pro player.
I was gonna say I thought Sheev was gonna go with something like semi-pro. Instead, she just chuckled. Thank you, thank you, Sheeves. I appreciate you laying off me.
I don't want to kick a dog when he's down.
The Grimstroke ban. I just don't like that hero at all. But I understand it, right? Double Necro ulti, double anything else they pick up. Just got to get rid of it.
Air Spirit removed as well. Some support bans. Well, assuming Ace Inspiration as seen as a support still, despite no one's record with it so far.
I'd like a Winter Wyvern ban. I think Winter Wyvern would be good.
10 seconds remaining.
And just he's like in the zone, and Jake's like, "Please, I need a hero."
The thing that I feel like we should discuss as well is like OG has so much more on the line in this series and in this tournament.
They really
VP has already been guaranteed TIs for like since last major.
It's like the first major.
They've been top 2 at every single one. They've won like 2 Mercedes and what, $1 million a player.
Yeah, it's crazy.
OG they currently aren't going to TI. They have 0 points. No, they have like 50 points.
A couple, yeah. And you only have this major, and then you have the next minor and major, and that's it. It really is.
And unless EU starts getting slots, I'm not sure that winning the qualifier, even as a team as good as OG, is not guaranteed.
4 European teams are in the upper bracket this tournament. That should say enough.
You know what else should say something, Sheeves? That a certain analyst on this panel tweeted 2 months ago that maybe it was time we recognized that Europe deserves 4 slots. I got a lot of flack for that.
Say mine.
A lot of flack.
Okay.
It was me. Yeah, it was me.
Since when are we listening to analysts, though? That's
a good point.
I rather want to listen. I rather want to listen to results. So I want to see. I want to see OG do well here. But at the same time, Virtus.pro they're the raid boss.
They are. I mean, as you said, they have what 8,000 DPC points. They are the team.
Oracle with 6.
So that means it probably will be the Nature's Prophet in the
we talked about break mechanics a lot, but we didn't discuss purges. And Oracle's one of the only things left that will remove Necro's Ghost Shroud. Very powerful.
A nice low cooldown for it too. So
yeah, it's also like a hard counter to the ult. You have 1.5 seconds to put Edict on somebody's skill side.
It's a really good hero.
Can you purge break or not?
No.
Okay.
It's gonna be. Oh man.
However,
you can obviously save the person that is getting broken. So, for example, Oracle in this case, if OG still gets a break hero, he can still save Spectre.
Yes, and it's BKB also prevents break, but I don't believe you don't remove it.
Yes, correct.
So
I knew that one.
This Oracle though, I mean, you have the save. It kind of denies too. I honestly think OG might have taken it right. Like Oracle with Drought Aura and Lane is someone who can actually go up against Nature's Prophet and stuff like that. And you need to save. If you're playing as a Drought Ranger, you do need to save. And I think you're gonna have to get something like Venge if you're OG.
But I think that I would have loved Oracle. To your point, like Wyvern, Dazzle, these heroes just aren't nearly as good, especially against something like Spectre. And Oracle just also has so much magical burst against heroes like Necro. I figured with Earth Spirit Band, like Shaker's just too good of a hero.
Whoa! Instant pick. The Sand King. There you go.
There you go.
The Sand King and the Earth Shaker, the two. They probably are the top 2, and you both now got your initiation.
And I like a Core Prophet. I think you're right on that because I think we were talking about it with Fog just before. How like we like the item build Furians are going, but it's almost like you need to be 3 to get the items fast enough. The Spirit Vessel specifically, the Glimmer Capes we've seen Vlad's picked up, but just Treads Vlad's Spirit Vessel is like so valued. These are the best items in the game right now, and you have them by 15 minutes.
And I mean, some teams have been going back to just full care, right? You don't mind if you have a Spectre Nature's Prophet, you can pick whatever you want as VP because Furion is one of the hardest scaling ones, right? You get an Orchid the high attack speed. It's crazy. It does a lot of damage.
And I'm definitely leaning heavy VP at the moment. I think it's predicated on them crushing lanes, but I think that there's literally nothing OG have for the Spectre at the moment. I think he
10
goes like some Manta
seconds
Diffusal, and they're going to just fight constantly.
5
They'll have a
seconds
blink
remaining.
faster on the Sand King than OG Shaker. They should have a stronger laning composition, and
It's this Oracle. This Oracle like just changes the game, right? Because even if you get this initiation from Earthshaker, a silence from the Drow, as long as Oracle gets the ulti up on Spectre, she will not die.
pretty much.
But yeah, I do like Ab, and OG is one of the few teams still running it, Still a very strong laner in a way where you just run at people.
But not against Prophet. Like, of all the heroes you don't want to lane against, I'd say...
No armor,
Yeah,
you're already wasting your HP.
Exactly. You have no armor, you're not able to buy a shield the way No-Tail plays it, and you're going to have creeps running at you at all times. Prophet's going to be hitting you with the Blightstone for, like, more than pure damage.
Can you not change your lanes and put them somewhere else?
I think VP might change with you, right? Because they have the Nature's Prophet,
Yeah,
so
you
it's a
can
lot
always change
easier
once
to
more.
change.
Yeah.
I think that is going to be tough.
I don't think Abaddon +1 can survive against a tri-lane either. That's the other thing about Prophet, is that you have no problem 1v2ing
10
in any
seconds
scenario where
remaining.
OG have a safe laner in one of these supports.
Well, Sebastian plays Necrophos and he
5
can solo
seconds
lane,
remaining.
right? And then you try lane.
Tri-lane with what? Drow, Shaker, Abaddon? That
It doesn't sound
That's a
right.
doesn't sound very good.
You just can't tri-lane with an Ab, I think. Yeah. I do like, at least with the Earthshaker, right, you're always going to have a lane in your favor, and I think that's what they're going to be on. They're going to be like, we gotta win one lane, whether it's the Drow or, I think, their last pick.
Dude, you know what'd be sick for VP? Sniper.
Why?
Well, let's see what OG
They have
has.
no reach. You can't actually get on top of
You
Sniper.
can Fisher. Perhaps get a Blink Dagger
10
On
seconds
who?
remaining.
or Shaker.
But that takes a long time. You're playing against Spectre.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
It-
You're still having a last pick. Thompson's hero
Yeah.
is going to be the end all be all, and it's
They
going to
banned
be
Monkey.
turning around the game and the draft as we see it.
Monkey
They-
King would have
do
been
they-
so good. Good ban.
I agree. And it's counterintuitive, right? Because they have a Drow already, but I think
Yeah.
it was certainly the right choice. Only 6 seconds left. I'm going to go with Invoker here.
Virtus.pro.
You got to do something
Ooh.
crazy, I think.
Spirit.
That's not
Against
crazy.
Oracle, man. This is a dream Oracle pick. Like, of all
It's
honesty,
so low, too,
this pick has just totally altered, I think, the power level of these two lineups, because everything on OG hates playing against Oracle.
I know, me and Lacoste always talk about, you pick Ember last, and you're like, what do we pick? Like, it's one of those things you don't have that, I got you
10
pick, and
seconds remaining.
Ember is always like that. Like, it is a stable hero, but versus Oracle, as you said, you've got the
5
Purge.
seconds
Oh.
You do have a lot of escape until Nature's Prophet gets the Orchid, though.
Do you go Storm as VP?
Was
Oh, it's banned. They banned it
Yeah.
themselves. Never mind. Trying to think of what they'd want here.
You could also, it depends, right? Because you could do Nature's Prophet mid. We saw HFN did it
Yeah.
and had 1,000 GPM, so definitely doable.
Definitely.
988, I shouldn't, over credit him.
Something to increase tempo. You want to be able to outlane the Ember.
We had
Good
no one
DK.
play Lone Druid as well as Troll and TA this turn.
Wait up. They're doing the middle Oracle. Just kidding. I did see some of the teams were playing it middle
Invoker.
for, but they do the Invoker, and it's going to be Quas Wex Ember,
and-
right?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
like, they're just
And the
VP
Necro. Yeah.
at 10 minutes into the game, they're just gonna be everywhere on the map. They can play with so much pace. Like, OG at a point wins this game, but I'm just so afraid that their supports will have 0 game impact, and they don't have a core other than this Ember Spirit that'll be able to rotate lanes. And it's so simple for a Quaswex Invoker to just counter gank. Okay, Ember's got nothing like doing. Thompson has to go absolutely off if they're gonna win.
Yeah, and usually, you always say stuff with a lot of conviction, but I agree with you for the most part. Like, VP's draft
Oh, yeah.
seems a lot better, but as you said, if you get to that late game, the Drow, it used to not be the greatest late game here, but now Drow 6 slot is like one of the scariest, best level 25 talent in the game, probably. Yeah. I think if they somehow, fight off and don't let Ramses be a top 2 net worth at 20 minutes, they have a chance, but I heavily lean to VP.
All right. Well, we called Virtus.pro the raid boss just a moment ago. Let's find out if OG can make a dent in that raid boss in that first game, or if VP is indeed going to run away with that one up in this best of 3 series. Let's head over to a commentary team of ODPixel and Fog.
Did I hear one of my favorites?
Ladies and gentlemen, Virtus.pro versus OG. We'll start with a pause. I'm Odie Pixel, and I'm here with Fog. This should be an exciting one. We've got, well, what I'm excited. We've got the Invoker. I'm excited for some No One Invoker and a draft overall from VP. As so the panel said, they feel is pretty good against what OG's decided to turn up to this match with.
Yeah, I do feel like they've covered their bases pretty well on the side of VP. I know we've seen OG, they ran similar to this quite a bit, but their lanes, and this is a concern, right? When you're talking about lanes and you're looking at a team, you look at VP, they've got a Spectre and Invoker on their team, so you're like, oh, these two heroes, they're kind of weak laners, right? I look at OG's, and I feel like their lanes are kind of weak in this one. I feel like they get pressured so much from this NP. I think Oracle was a great pick here. So I think if OG does okay in these lanes, I think their mid-game team fight is still pretty strong, right? You look at VPs and they can kind of suffer a little bit inside the mid-game team fight unless Invoker has a pretty good start, which I think he's going to do Quas Wex, so he should be able to fight okay around that mid-game too versus OG, which, I mean, it's a Quas Wex versus a Necro and an Ember, potentially. If he does go for this build, yes, not for the exit at the start right now, he might go for, like, you know, that, the 2-2-2 or the 2-0-2, and then you decide how many points you want to put in Wex afterwards, maybe 4 points in Wex there. But yeah, it's a very good game for Tornado because you can dispel the Ghost Shroud, EMP as well is very strong versus
Well, we'll see how OG's going to start off in terms of their positions with the lanes. At the moment, you have the Shaker, the Drow, and the Ember coming down towards that bottom rune to start off for the fight. They know that it's going to be the Spectre here on the safe lane, so maybe feeling that they could go for the 2 runes down here. We'll see if they do try and contest. And for now, Seb on that top lane, Necrophos all on his lonesome. Abaddon is there to start with. We'll see how much he sticks around. Does depend what VP send up against it, and it is just the Sand King up top for now.
Yeah, pretty rare to see this actually being done. Is Roger playing the NP, by the way? Usually it's solo. Or Pasta. Yeah. It's a Roger.
I don't know the precise numbers on how many times we have seen a Roger MP, but it cannot be a lot.
I can't think it's that many. Just because the other two like tend to play it the majority of the time. So pretty interesting change up here.
I mean, why do you think they did make that change up?
I think Solo is just much more comfortable on the Oracle, right? He's gonna be able to play this when he's played it so many times, and yeah, I'm not sure. I think they're still going to farm prioritize on the NP, but it's an incredibly good Oracle game, just like the panel was mentioning. I mean, he's great versus the Necro, he's great versus the Ember in the aggressive potential, but in the defensive potential in this game, I mean, Fate's Edict alone is insane to block out both of that Necro and Ember's damage. Let's see how these lanes are being set up at the start. As we said, you know, Seb and Noto will be the ones starting top, and they're having the Drow and the Earthshaker down bottom. So they're trying to avoid Drow just getting it completely destroyed by some Sand King up top, like Sand King Nature's Prophet. He just can't really help do anything. So at least now they'll be able to pull the lane back and Drow can get something down here.
I mean, isn't it sort of a hard lane for GRX to offer a lot of support help, as well as melee support against these ranged hard hitters like the Nature's Prophet and Oracle combo that's going to be starting down here?
It's just Shaker in a nutshell, right? Like, Shaker does not contribute the most in a lane besides that fissure early on. Once he gets his like level 2, then you can start actually walking up and threatening with your enchant totem with your boots, because you actually hit pretty hard, but before that, yeah, you're pretty weak.
Oh, up top, quite a lot of damage being done here to Pash. He's got the level 1 Sandstorm though. We'll be fine for now. Well, they just have to be a little careful. They do have that 1 sentry down in the trees, OG.
More mist coils, no tell. Forces the salve already.
And I mean, what sort of time do you expect to see VP start to stray away from having the 3 down here? Like, does the Prophet need to go top and sort of sit side by side with the SK, or do you just try and leave that SK on his own for as long as you can get away with?
No, I think they're going to start moving around. They're going to move around Roger pretty soon. Maybe as soon as he hits level 2, he can just start teleporting. Just right now, zoning Ana. I think zoning your Drow range, zoning the enemy Drow Ranger and giving Ramses full free farm is probably the most important thing. So unless a tri-lane situation happens, you might move your supports. So right now, Notel actually goes bottom, and immediately Solo actually ported to the top lane at the same time, so.
Oh, and with that in mind, they're going to get the block off on Roger. With this movement down bottom, they've got that extra bit of punch from No-Tail, and GRX gets a brilliant angle to shut off the Nature's Prophet escape.
Yeah, and this little lane switch that they kind of did, I was a little worried that they might get a bit pressured because that Shaker can't actually up too much, so Necro's actually getting the farm at least. Drow only 2 last hits, but gets a kill.
And we'll see if that does allow Ana to get his farm back on track with that backup now of the 2 supports in the area. The mid lane matchup as it goes, no one versus Thompson, 10 for 3, 9 for 3. pretty even between the two of them. Thompson does have an extra wave, though, ahead to farm underneath the tower, so we'll be a couple ahead of no one in CS.
Seb's farm should start to slow down a little bit up top. He was 10-4 before. I think he's only gotten about 1 in the next like 2 creep waves just because they brought solo up here. So there's actually a little bit of threat. Even though he has boots, when you're stepped up this far away from your tower versus these double disables, you have to be just a bit more careful for yourself on this necropose.
Well, so he's got the couple of fairy fires and does still have that salve yet to have been forced to have used it in the lanes. A decent amount of regen to deal with the harassment that is going to be there.
Derek's body blocking a Forge Spirit down bottom to make sure Thompson get the rune, and he does. Okay. That was, I mean, a funny. Yeah, look at that tip. He actually just literally body blocked it the whole way toward the bottom lane.
An important thing to do. I mean, yeah, especially when you're landing against that Invoker, you know that no one in particular is always going to be after denying those runes.
Yeah. I'm really curious. I'm going to be watching which skill builds no one's going for. Because right now it is the 2-0-2, and then we're going to see how much, if he chooses to vary. Because he does have Sanking also to set up for Sunstrikes around the map. They have global potential with NP and Spectre, so there is still the chance that maybe he does go for that more in the Exort, even though it does look like such a strong Quas Wex as the panel talked about too.
We'll see Notel deny himself once more. We'll see which lane he does decide to return to on his respawn.
Oh, he has a lot of items at base he's got to pick up. Notel, alright, which one's he getting? He's getting a bunch of Wraith Bands. Looks like he's going to go to the Drowse lane then.
Okay, returning back to bottom. I guess they feel, yeah, Seb, he's doing fine up here against the two of them. I'm sure there is that heal potential between the two members of VP, but Seb, he's still able to CS away very freely. 20 for 6, top of the board, and getting away with it. This solo XP for the Necrophos is going to be the bit of the dream mid lane. Jerax, another beautiful Fisher, blocking off no one. That's going to set up for the kill on the Invoker. The lane where the CS was pretty even is now going to be set ahead in favor of Thompson. It's Jerax in the plays down bottom and in the middle. It's one of his best on the Shaker, and he's certainly showing that he's turning up today. Yeah, that one was actually perfect. Caught him just completely stuck there. Now Thompson, that means he can guarantee himself another rune. Since the rotation was made around that 4-minute mark, gets a DD. So DD boots, he's now level 5. He could hit level 6 before, like pretty early on, before no one actually has points to maybe in the Wex, and they could make another rotation and dive. Well, Jerax, he's hovering that position between that bottom and top lane, seeing where he's going to be needed for a bit of action. Right now, the first prep is 30 seconds bounty runes, right? That's what's on your mind, so you got to make the decision of where you want to go. Mid lane, Roger. Oh, TP's in, does get the uphill miss. Thompson's actually going to turn. He's got the DD. He's doing a lot of damage. Roger's got to be careful. He has the stick charges. Jerax TP's in. Fisher's out. There's going to be another Sleight of Fist up. He's stuck again. In fact, Roger's just stuck. Thompson can just walk up, right-clicking with Cold Snaps there, but there's the Sleight of Fist. Thompson, can he get himself out? One more right-click. Will it do it? No, Thompson survives as the shield procs. It gets that damage block, and they get the kill, and Thompson lives. Jerax just getting these traps on people. Unbelievable there. Same time though, VP were able to punish Seb on his own up top. Oh, gosh, he gets it, but no one dies for it. He walks in, takes the Sleight of Fist from Thompson, and gets hit by the creeps. Action-packed start, 2-4. Seb also died in the meanwhile. Top, pretty much what we were talking about. You know, he stepped up a bit too far and versus the double disables. Eventually, they were actually able to bring him down. He has farmed a decent amount though now. He's 968 HP on Necrophos. Seb, they're going on him again. See if they can do it a second time. Pasha, look at the body blocks, they're very nice. The Purifying Flames, Nuke, Seb's trying to hide. He's got the Ghost Shroud, Sunstrike is there, but it's off the mark. Seb, with the fancy footwork, making sure that he doesn't walk in a too obvious position, but it doesn't matter anyway. VP still get the kill. Burrow strikes there from Pasha. A lot of killing potential between these two heroes. We'll see if Seb does return here on his own at the moment. Jerax is walking top, but that lane proving to be a bit of a death trap for this Necrophos when he's alone. It's just so much magic damage. Like, he pops his W even for a second and you see Sandstorm. It's an ability that does, you know, 70 damage per second on top of Oracle's nukes constantly. So, yeah, we were talking about how he has to be a little bit careful of his positioning there. Stepped up a bit too far. So now we see the 2-1-3 points on no one. So he does have now starting to get that point in the Wex. Oh, quite a difference now between the net worths of those mids with those last few plays. Yep. 3,200 gold on Thompson. It's the 1,900 on no one because of those rotations. Solo, he's going to look to try and fix this. Trying to set up some beauty for no one. He's got the setup onto Thompson. The Cold Snap connects, but Thompson's 6. He has a Remnant under the tower. He'll get out. Goes for the TP back to base for the quick refuel. With the Remnant placed, and he'll be back up to full. At top lane, as I say, now being backed up by having Jerax in the neighborhood. Anna's still gonna be a bit under leveled because he's the offlane, but to be honest, look at the net worth. He's 2,600 net worth on an offlane Drow Ranger because of the Shaker. They're looking to try to put some pressure here though. Got a TP in from Jerax. Jerax does have a Fisher to try and block a couple of them off. Purifying Flames, the right clicks, it'll do it. Solo making the moves from the top lane to the mid down to the bottom. He's getting mobile across the map.
was literally on like a warding mission too. He like wards top, walks mid. He was gonna put a ward down. He's like, oh, I don't get the kill. Then he goes bottom, puts the ward down, and actually just finds a natural rotation that works for himself too.
Then Thompson wanna dive in, but he is gonna go with the remnants, but no one. He's got the ghost wall. He's gonna be able to walk himself away. Now Thompson could have overextended a little bit. He's got another remnant to jump out towards the side, but the root will hit. He's not able to dodge it with the sleight of fist. Solo's there waiting.
Still on the high ground.
See if he can get the last few spells through required. There is a flame guard out. Thompson, he's got another sleight of fist, but the 3 heroes surrounding Thompson cannot escape. VP. They'll punish Thompson for his over-aggressiveness in the middle lane. Same time down bottom, Anna leads him with the gust. He's got the back of a no-tell and Zeb. Reaper Cypher's out and down. It's not enough damage to kill him immediately. He does still die, but at least he's not dead for that extra bit of time from the Reapers.
I like that move a lot there by Seb, though. Just recognizing he's like, I don't really want to be top anymore. It's too threatening. I can make this move bottom and slow down the Spectre a bit. But Ramses is going to be back up very soon. You know, it's only 2 seconds and the Spectre is actually alive already.
And quick moves from both sides. We're seeing up and down the map. You know, anywhere that VP makes a play, suddenly OG, they're making a move elsewhere. Very, very quick to abuse the fact that one team's been forced into some other lane to react to an aggression. 5 for 5, 8 minutes in.
All right, Drow has now hit the point of Drow Ranger. And first, she's going to get ganked, but has level 6, but the Sunstrike
That'll do it.
will be enough. Roger actually gets the last.
He does get the last touch after the Sunstrike connects, so Roger he'll be happy with that one. Instant smoke from the two supports, Roger and Solo.
It looks like Roger's going to be the one to be trying to build toward that Spirit Vessel for that Necrophos. I was wondering if it was going to be the Invoker, but he's actually just going for more Exort and going just for treads on the Invoker in this type of game.
Solo did head over deep into OG's half of the map. Thompson is going to be there with the chase as well as No-Tail. The slide and a remnant forward. Solo still walking it off. He's got that purifying flames heal, helping him out a little bit. It's making Thompson work for it, but Thompson will claim the kill eventually.
So much damage with this Max Life build when you put 4 in it early on.
See if he can do anything more whilst down here. Ramses and Roger in the neighborhood. Thompson feeling confident with the backup of No-Tails Baden. Same time, look at the top lane. Pasha, Roger, the wrapping round that found Jarex. Jarex was hoping to pick up a bit of solo XP, a little bit of farm. He's not going to get it. No one will be able to claim the kill with the Sunstrike. These crucial kills for the Invoker, helping him boost back up after a hard laning stage.
I think this is exactly what VP is going to do. Anybody who shows in the lane, they're going to go for these kills. You know what Drow Ranger's doing in this game right now. You know Drow's just going to be jungling, and you already see what's going on down bottom, so you know there's no way that they can help top.
Yeah, they really want to find Ramses.
But On is really putting the pressure on here. Ramses.
Thompson. Can he find him? Jax. He's got the Fisher out. Another dagger's there, though. Ramses is able to get deep enough and far enough away from the Amber Spirit that he will survive. Thompson out of mana. Cannot continue any further. 10 minutes in, it's a 2k lead for VP, who are getting the slightly better benefit out of the chaos so far.
Yeah. And they're the team with a lot of global presence, so making these moves on the map is going to become easier and easier for them as the game does progress on. With this Invoker, with the Spectre, with this NP, they can definitely look to make moves constantly. And now I believe Roger, he's pretty close to that level 6. He actually has his tome's coming out, so Wrath of Nature with a Haunt, their fight potential is definitely going to outnumber OG in most situations.
OG's got to be very careful how they go out alone.
Yep.
In situations we saw earlier where Jarex is just trying to find some solo experience, you've got to be careful. So the kill potential from VP is very high. Bottom lane Thompson, remnants out. No one does TP in, but cannot quite set up for anything solo. So a little too low on mana to offer anything to the fight. It's got one Purifying Flames heal coming out for the Invoker. There's quick timing though. Sand King, Blink Dagger is done. More ways to make the setups happen. Find that initiation and set up for no one to come in with the Sunstrike or a Haunt to follow in and get those sort of setup kills for the position 1s and 2s.
Yeah, now they can actually look to kill Thompson. I think that's the important thing. The only reason like Thompson actually died in the last one was because he was so he overextended really far and they just capitalized on it with so many rotations. But now with Blink Unsinking they can, but
he didn't want to try it. Thompson was a little too far.
Yeah, I think Thompson saw it for a sec. Someone pinged in on his team.
There's a couple of minutes now where they don't have to worry about the epicenter. Still, though, of course, Pasha can make impactful plays with the Blink Burst Strike and no one. Very nice there. Sunstrike straight down onto No-Tail, who was hoping and praying behind that tower, but he didn't do it hard enough. As no one continues to pick up these kills and is now back on level with the farmer, Thompson's Ember.
Yeah, level 9 as well. Already has the point booster if he wants to pick it up after that stretch. So yeah, completely enabled. Ana during all this has been, just quietly farming. Drow also just top 2 net worth, hitting those Ancients.
Radiant's
Now we see
top
VP's trying to make the moves.
tower
This is a deep move as well, yeah, behind the tier 2. Solo and Pasha out on the hunt. They know the Drow's going to be jungling. It's what a Drow does. There's the setup, there's the catch. No one, again, these Sunstrikes, he's the one getting that goal, getting involved whilst he's able to hit creeps elsewhere on the map. The dream for the Invoker. As now with that kill, that pick-off, VP can put some pressure onto the tier 1 tower mid. Notel and Jarek are going to be there to try and help out, but on the back, Solo, he's straight in onto Jarek. The Purifier Flame's bringing it down low. The Aphotic Shield from Notel will keep Jarek safe as Jarek, Seb, and Notel surround Solo. Solo's still alive, finally falls as they are forced to use the Reaper Scythe upon him. Thompson's going to try and chase down for more, jumps in with a sleight of fist change, only connects onto Roger. So Noan and Roger will be able to walk back to safety as a pair. Thompson's still trying to chase. I mean, he's got lots to still fight with. The Aphotic Shield on him, a lot of mana to continue to play with. He's going deep behind the tower. Another slight. He's looking for that easier kill of the support. He's on top of Roger. The disarm definitely blast knocks back the Ember. Slight won't do it. Roger's able to TP out. Thompson will jump up to the high ground. Doesn't get the kills.
He's really trying to force something because VP, when they ganked that Drow Ranger in the last situation, they used everything, right? They used the MP ult, they used the Spectre ult, they used pretty much all of their tools, and they even had this, they knew the Sanking ulti was used down bottom, so they were trying to punch back in the meantime there. Actually a bit surprised that VP went for like the dive past the tier 1 there with Solo. But OG unable to really get anything besides that kill, but it's still like very even game. They're keeping up at that top.
Look at all 6 cores in the game. They're pretty much even. Ooh.
Roger just pushed himself through the fissure with that Sprout.
He's out of there. They can't get him anymore. Roger's going to be fine. But yeah, look how close all of the cores are.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane. Bottom lane, they get the jump. Seb's gone. Now they can definitely look to try and snowball that into more. As now Notel and Jarex have to be on the retreat. Notel, he's the one left behind, surrounded by VP. They'll get another. No, they won't. Notel is able to get the missed coil off. Will deny himself. But still, Seb is dead.
Holy, Seb died so fast. He didn't get the hood active off in time when the
Thompson. He's tried to come back in it to play around with them. He's got the remnant. Gotta be a little careful. Pasha instantly there with the blinks. He will dodge the Sunstrike. Thompson's dropped what? Uh-oh. We saw a bit of this Thompson the other day where he goes for those plays that the chance of a payoff is very low, and that was certainly one of them. And indeed, Jarex, he's going to be gone as well. No one takes the tower. They take the kill as well. OG crumbling a little bit there.
You can't give kills like that, especially not on your Ember Spirit after having such a good start, right? He was 3-1-1. His last is a little low, but he tried to dive forward for the kill on a solo, and he put himself in such a dangerous spot.
And he knows the Pasha's there, and he knows that Pasha's got a blink.
I mean, they're right front. He was right in front of him. Like, he was literally just standing right next to him. And even then, he could have also, he almost got caught by a Sunstrike too. That was a couple over-aggressive plays there coming out from Thompson. As we see VP, I mean, they're probably feeling pretty good about themselves. No one is pretty much 3 components of that Aghanims already now.
Well, this is scary. It's Invoker.
He's gotten away with going the Exort build too, because he has those Sunstrike setups on the map. He opted to not want to go for that Quaswex, which is it's really cool. And Roger getting closer to that Spirit Vessel that we were talking about. Now though, they will at least OG get themselves a tower, which is much needed right now. They need to get themselves another item onto Seb so he can actually try to survive this burst damage, because the hood was not enough. He needs to get a little bit more and he needs to have Notel like right next to him when he does get initiated on like that too.
I mean, with the Veil, they can just kill anyone on the map, really.
Yeah.
VP.
So much damage.
So much damage.
Yeah.
And OG need time. They need Anna to get that space, get those items on the Drought. And even if he does, VP, they've also got that half farmer, Spectre, Ramses, he's chilling.
Yeah, they've got the solution, right? They've got the Spectre, not only versus the Drow, but also versus the Shaker. You know, when you're playing Shaker versus Spectre, you have to be quite cautioned whenever you do pop, whenever there's a Haunt Pond.
They will find Solo a little far ahead of everyone else on his own. So they'll take the free pick-off onto the support. That was a bit of a usage of the smoke, and they won't actually get anything more with it by the looks of it. VP able to play pretty safe. Ramses is alone on this triangle area. But OG aren't going to head that deep. They're still focused around this mid lane, mid-tier 1 tower. See if they can get a jump on anyone behind it. No one.
Lots of vision.
Hidden.
Lots of vision down here. No one is not on the most mana right now. Only 285 on the Invoker. Pasha is set up.
He does have the Epi as well. It's Pasture. He is going to jump forward. Doesn't get the connection onto Thompson. So Thompson will be able to walk this one off. That is the epicenter down on the Sanking. Thompson, he's still trying to fight back. Gets the chains onto the 2 of them. Borrowed time going to be popped very early by Notel. Can OG get this fight going? Pasha has been separated from the rest of the team with the Fisher, but he's got the Burrow Strike. Gets himself out of safety, Thompson commits. The false promise is there for no one. Silence on the two of them, Reaper sight down. That's solo dead, but now Ramses, he's ready to turn things. Goes on the Nota, Nota does get the miscoil deny. Anna looking for Ramses, but Pasha's on top of Anna. Deafening blast from no one. Knocks them back in the middle lane. Jump forward, jump out from Thompson. Sliding fist, there's 2 dead now. VP, 2 for 2. No one. Can he finish off Thompson? Thompson, he's still got a chains. Will hold back the Invoker. Rogers here as well to try and help look for the Ember. Tornado's going to be off the mark. Another slide back in from Thompson as he dances around on the edge of the fight. Which will be the 2 going down on both sides. Well, maybe now more. Jerax Echo there. Sleight of fist is set up for by Thompson. Sunstrike.
Oh! They're actually going to be able to get the tower off of this too on this side of OG. It's getting glyphed, but they should be able to get the last hit on this one here. That was the epicenter, of course, off the mark there from VP because they actually think they saw Ramses on the left side with the Spectre, so they started going up on the side of OG. Ana did get jumped on by both the Sanking and the NP, but yeah, they were able to be pretty elusive around the fight inside of like those spells. Like the Deafening Blast and the Meteor didn't really connect on too many. You could see no one was a bit reluctant on throwing some of his spells because, like you said, he was low on mana at the start of the fight, so he was holding his Tornado Cold Snap. It was a little bit tough, and he was so close to Aghanims before the fight. And I think Nota also denied himself in the fight too, right?
He did get the denial. So yeah, well,
pretty good fight for OG.
2 for 3 ends up, and yeah, OG only really giving up 1 kill. It's the kill on the Drow, but they do get those 2 core kills from VP, both the Sand King and the Spectre going down in that engagement.
Yeah, look at that. They killed solo twice, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Just straight back in.
Yep.
But still, overall, it's a 1k lead for VP. Very close game, 17 minutes in.
Yeah, this mid-game timing now for the Necrophos, we were talking about, he gets this next item, that's where they're going to be able to group around him a bit more. He's going to have the mech. So that's going to be a bit of a difference maker when you look at the side of VP. They don't have a mech carrier for this game. Unless they want to build it on like the NP or something, or the Sand King in some later stages, which I don't think will be the case. They're not going to have that matching healing component that OG will have inside the team fights, be it the pipe and the mech or just the mech.
And who's building the Spirit Vessel this game for VP?
It was Roger. He had the urn
he's got
a while
the urn
ago.
And yeah, oh, he's very
close. Got it finished.
He's got it. So yeah, Spirit Vessel is going to be there for the next fight. So I'm just going to do a lot against this hero, the Necrophos.
Yeah, and he doesn't have the Greaves just yet, so he's going to be about 1,800 gold away from that one. Definitely will be susceptible to getting vesseled up in those engagements. There's no one. Yeah, he's going to have Ags finished now too.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's still big momentum swing there for OG though in that fight, getting themselves that very crucial mid tower out of it all too, and getting nice deep vision too. They got both of these wards down before that fight happened, which allowed them to kind of like play around how they could take the fight.
I mean, if you are Jerax this game, because as you say, it's a hard game to sort of play the Blink Shaker with the Haunt and sort of the global potential in mind, do you sort of prioritize the Aghanims a little? I know he has got the Blink still queued up. You think it's, even though there's these spells in the game, you do still go for the Blink. It's just going to be not as smooth and easy of a game to execute the big plays.
Yeah, if you're going for Ags, it delays it way too much. That's literally going to almost double the time that you're going to be waiting for it. I think Blink Dagger is just way too useful. Yeah. He can still go for the plays, like he can still blink before the damage comes out top.
There's another one, pashes in, and of course any sort of lead in from the Sand King will be followed up by that Sunstrike. At this stage of the game, there's no one tanky enough on OG that won't die to that combo.
Yeah, the Veil pickup is really working out. Just being able to, that little bit extra of amplification is really making the difference to burst the Necro before he gets anything off, because he's dying in the one stun. If he lives the stun, he gets off his Ghost Shroud, he gets off absolutely everything.
You need that Veil. Yeah, smart itemization from Passion.
Yep. But yeah, Jerax can, you can play around the Haunt. You can carry a smoke, if he doesn't have Radiance, you can smoke and you can always avoid the damage coming out from the Spectre Haunt, but yeah. You see a smoke actually coming out from OG in the meantime too, and it's actually spotted by VP on that ward they placed.
And no one throws a quick meatball out to try and clear the wave. They will use the fortification to keep that wave alive, so they can try and at least attempt to make a play around this push of the creeps. As you say, VP unlikely to fall foul to any of this movement from OG.
Okay, so it is going to be Roger, the one who's trying to match a little bit. He's going to be going for a pipe at least for his team.
They move to Roche, but no one. he knows what they're up to. Another Sunstrike.
Epi
Gives away
down.
the info.
Epi down for 30, but everything else is available for VP.
Yeah, they should still be able to contest this VP.
Yeah.
They're not going to let OG get away with this, and OG know that. OG already getting out of the pit. They're going to try and find kills outside of it. Solo does have to false promise himself. Guster's out as well as the Fisher. Thompson's on top of him. They're looking for this Oracle. Pasha jumps in with a Burrow Strike on towards Thompson. Horn being used as well. They've lost Solo. Can VP turn this around at all? Ramsey's on the front line, hitting in 7 no tail. The Sunstrike down onto Anna. It's a lot of damage. The Drought very, very low. Another Gust onto Ramses. He hasn't got the dagger anyway for another 7 seconds on the Spectre. Is now VP starting to back up a little bit. No one comes in with a Deafening Blast. Meatball onto the Necrophos. But Thompson, the change, the Reaper Cypher was still there, and Seb uses it to get that big kill. No one down for 70 seconds as OG take the fight.
I mean, I've seen OG do that play before, right? You go into the Roach Pit, you smoke, and you just run at them. You can see that VP Solo literally walked through heroes, and he was, oh my god, they're already on top of me. He instantly had to panic ult himself.
I mean, it's a long time being there with that Reaper stuff. He does have buyback. Is there a bit of no one that says, I kind of want to get back into this, or does he just have to sit at the sidelines for the minute?
They have the epicenter. You can see Pasha's trying to set up.
I feel like they could try for something here, but it looks like VP, they're going to concede the Roach. They're going to let it happen. They're not going to try and contest it, and Thompson will pick up that Aegis.
Heads up play there by OG. Yeah, just recognizing that they know, they have so many ways of getting vision in the pit. That's just a great way to change the situation that could have been pretty painful for them. And now Pasha does have the epicenter ready available again, but they are going to be playing versus Aegis. Looks like Jerax will be the one who tanks that epi.
There we go, Pasha's in. Obviously no Sunstrikers, the Invoker's dead, but it's not needed. With the help of Roger's global potential, they get the kill.
Spends his gold anyway too, gets the blink.
And that can always be, sort of that you killed me, but do you expect me to respawn with a blink dagger play? If you can make a play now, it could definitely catch VP off guard, as they're going to assume they just killed you, you're not going to have the money for blink, but he did.
Yeah, he's level 10, he has a tome, he's going to be approaching 12 soon on the Shaker too, so, they're better cooldown on your Echo if he does hit 12 soon. And he does have, Blink and Echo Slam up for the next fight.
I'm the jungle, OG. Trying to have a poke around with VP. VP will be sure to answer this. They come forward. Manta from Ramses removing the silence. The stun out onto 2 of them. Ramses is on top of Anna. Anna trying his best to retreat. Seb with the Ghost Rail looking to slow them down, block them off. Deafening Blast connects onto the Drow range. And can they finally kill him with Jared? In. Echo onto 2. Shuts down both the Nature's Prophet and the Sandking. Sandking will survive as he's able to get away. Anna still lives. Turns around. They take down a 3rd. Double kill for Anna. OG able to take the fight deep in VP's jungle, as VP cannot get the kills.
The heals. Necrophos with Greaves plus an Abaddon. Look at this, Alno's back in full health. They just did not have enough damage to burst through. And look how much damage the Necrophos is able to do in the fight, because he gets, not like entirely ignored, but they're focusing so much on trying to kill the Drow Ranger afterwards that, Seb gets everything off.
And that was pretty much sort of the Shaker play that we were talking about. I don't think VP expected Jerax to come back in with the Echo, but bam, there he is with it, with the Blink, and he's got it, and he's in, and suddenly the fight it's a shambles for VP. Now OG, they'll take the tier 2 tower down bottom, see if they can push for anything more down here, as they now start to sort of get the game in their hands. 2k lead is still very close. One failed push could certainly swing it back in VP's way. We'll see if VP can hold.
They keep finding Solo is the big thing. Look at this again. Thompson jumps in forwards, finds the Oracle.
Immediately going for the backlines, and he has got it. The Gust is there. There's the Reaper Cypher, and that's going to be Solo gone. 60 seconds, no buyback on the Oracle. Deep overload, Thompson. A Photic Shield from No-Tail will remove the stun. They'll turn towards Ramses. Ramses, he's jumped on by Jerax. The Spectre now dead as well. Pasha does get in. He's got them incredibly low. Thompson, one more slide, another miscoil. He's fine to keep going. He's just running straight in. The Fisher from Jerax catches out Pasha. Pasha's dead as well. OG pick up 3 more kills. They're just going to call it. VP's out. GG. They take this game 1 OG in a flash. 23 minutes in. A game that was close. A fantastic game as well for those 20 minutes. Wow. Very back and forth. It looked like OG were building, VP were building up, but they just call it there.
I think they actually